Bulk editing items and assemblies. So this is a feature within PataBid Quantify where you can select a folder of items or assemblies in here. So if we grab, this is under my dev folder here, so not something that you may necessarily see, but if I take a look at something in here, I've got these various different items and assemblies in here. And if I wanted to bulk assign something in here, I can right click on this and use the bulk edit tool here. So bulk editing allows you to change the properties of all the items within a folder and its subfolders. So for example, in here, I may want to update and ensure that everything in here has a specific category here or phase. So I can select bulk edit, and then I can select the phase that I may want. So I may want to set this to pre-construction, for example, for everything in this folder. When I hit confirm, it is going to give me this warning here that I am about to bulk update everything within here. And I can hit confirm on that. Depending how many items there are in here, this can take a little bit of time. So I've got the folder in here and a whole number of subfolders, but there we go. It has finished doing that. Now, if I refresh this item here, we can see that it has been set to phase 0, which is pre-construction. Now I want to go back and switch that back in this case. So I'm going to go back to rough in. But while we're here, there's a few other things that we can set up in here. If I wanted all of this conduit to have a specific color, I can set that in here. Same with the various different tools that I can pre-configure in here. Item systems of measure. If I've got a folder full of length-based items, I may want to set that to foot or to meter, depending on how the labor is configured within them. Display units, all of these sort of things, price per and labor per, are all available in here to bulk update. And it's only going to change the items that you directly specify in there. And so this is going to, again, go through and switch everything back over to phase 100. Now with assemblies in here, so taking a look at my development folder again in here, if there is some group of assemblies in here, for example, we've got this assembly in here, but let's say that we wanted to update the tools, the color, that sort of thing in here. I can right click and again select the bulk edit tool here. Now within assemblies, I can set things like unit of measure here again. I can select or designate the tool that I want to use in here. I can set colors as expected. Let's give it a nice purple color here, but I can also designate defaults for any of the assembly variables for the assemblies in the folder and subfolders here. So in this case, if I wanted to ensure that we always had at least one cable coming in here, I can configure that as an assembly default. And now when I confirm this, it's going to update that for me. I've got my purple color in here. I've got my number of cables designated to always be a minimum of 1 or a default of 1. Now, what it's going to do, if I go in here and I grab, for example, my assemblies for branch in here, and I want to see bulk update all of the variables in here, this is going to pull out all of the variables grouped by name in here that are within the assemblies in the subfolder. So I could go through and designate the defaults for all of these in all of the assemblies in that subfolder very, very quickly using this bulk update tooling. So that in a nutshell is the bulk updating. There are a couple of other features around this. If you are looking for updating your items here, and let's say that you want to change all of the items to something different, if you had used a item here in an assembly and you want to know which assemblies you now have to go update if you're replacing an item, you can right click on any item in here and select properties. And under properties here, you have this references report now. And when you click on that, it's going to extract what assemblies have that item and what estimates they're used in. So for example, something that's been used in a lot more locations, let's use this one for example. I can go properties, my red conduit here, and when I go and explore that, it's going to show me all of the estimates, the counts of takeoff within the estimate here that it's been used in, and the assembly names that use that item. So this gives you a quick audit where you can go and grab information out of here and use it when you have to go and replace this item in a number of assemblies, for example. So this has been bulk updating and the references report within PataBid Quantify.